Hello again, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Queensland Abandoned Mines. Ebenezer with you as always. Hope everyone's doing really well out there. Tonight's episode is a fun one. It's a mine with a lot of history. First worked in 1885 with the last lease lapsing in 1959. So you can see by the scale of it, it would have only been worked sporadically. The vein in here is ultra rich, so for anyone that's into their geology, you might enjoy today's episode more than some of our previous ones. The vein in this mine yielded lots of tin, some copper, some wolfram, and some arsenic, and also uranium, which is why we need a little Geiger meter. And I'm not really too sure what was going on. John, at the time of the explore, thought the Geiger meter may have been out of order or not working, but then we got home and tested it. It is indeed still working, so it may have just been due to the granitic rock. When you're in a confined space and surrounded by a lot of granite, you can have sometimes heightened levels of radiation, so who knows on that one. Either way, we definitely didn't hang out in there too long knowing what we knew of the ore that they pulled out of there. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. And just a reminder, we are airing episodes every Friday night. So after tonight's episode, we'll see you guys next week. We've just gotten over that by driving through and up over there. What a car, the Toyota. And we are now sans license plate that's fallen off somewhere. We'll have to chip in and get John new plates. There we go, that's how we know that we're in the right national park. Morning again, guys. Day 2. I'll tell you what, legs are sore today. And this is a bit of a first for Queensland Abandoned Mines. We're about to head into a Wolfram mine. We've been in a few of those. That means the commodity they were after was tungsten. But also up in this adit in here, they hit a bit of a vein of uranium. I don't think they mined enough to be able to call it a uranium mine, but needless to say, part of our safety planning, John's got his Geiger counter with him today. I'm just going to take you this way. You're calibrating it?
No, it's not broken.
Oh, I'll edit that bit out. I just want to show you this way, you guys, because I don't actually know the age of this mine. You guys know the previous adventures we just had? There's a plant from we think it's from the 70s. That's why we didn't spend too much time on that. As soon as you see like Besser blocks and more modern equipment, it kind of loses a bit of appeal, at least for us. But I just want to take you up the top of the portal first. Show you this. This does look super old. Little miner's fire pit there. I'll show you the portal, guys. It looks pretty cool. Probably one of the most scenic portals we've ever seen. There we go. It's got the waders on today. So yeah, nice drive coming in. And the drive, I think, is just a straight shot the whole way into the mountain. You still see the remnants of the old shot holes down the side there. So I'd say if they've gone to this much effort to clear all this out, this must have housed some really good material as well. Looks big enough to have rail, and indeed we have found rail. And judging by the size of the mullock, it's actually really hard to judge because This place is fairly accessible. Definitely not two-wheel drive territory. But a lot of people have definitely had to go at all the mullocks, both on a small scale and possibly a larger scale. That's the rail. And that's our Wolfram mine. More bits of rail sitting there just in the ground. So yeah, as soon as we see rail, that's always a good sign, because until the mine gets on a big enough scale for rail, they'd just be wheelbarrowing it out, which only means it's going to go in for 10 metres, 15 metres and stop. I think this one goes in for a good 50 or 60 metres, so I'll just see how the boys are going with the Geiger counter. And luckily we bought our waders because it looks pretty deep in there. Nowhere near as deep as yesterday, that was insane. And we'll turn our lights on. I've got to go back to the car and get my gas meter. We'll jump in there and have a look. We're off. Oh wow. Look at that. So the seam's different on this one, guys, compared to yesterday. All of the deposit was slicing down at a 45. Looks like that is the seam just where my torch is there, which is why they didn't bother to block out anything above it. I hope me pointing things out with a torch makes sense. All right, let's jump on in. Wowee. I see some people that aren't too keen on the water have, oh wow. Try to put some logs in here. It's a really pretty portal. And a really pretty mine so far. For a Wolfram mine, tungsten mine, there's a lot of copper staining. And it absolutely reeks. I've got a couple little bats in here. Actually, that's a bird. That's a first. Oh, look at that, guys. That's epic. Rail. We don't get to see that very often. That's super cool. And yeah, what's going on here, John?
It must be the Wolfram, I guess.
That's the ore body, hey? Oh, that's cool. Got the remnants of an old round. One up near the back and one near the ribs.
And how about this wooden peg to hold the wire in place?
Airbag?
How about the moss? Really neat.
Yeah, Spiridonian spenglaus, they're called. Yeah. I'm really sure I butchered the pronunciation, but I think they're called the grandmother moths. Oh, what a neat little mine. Yeah, I forgot to say, guys. Blake is insisting that we get him a bit of quartz he tried to carry out. Now John's got his four-wheel drive here today, and there's a photo of Blake from about 10 years ago holding an absolute oh, there we go. We've got a mine inspector today. He's standing at the portal. I don't think he's going to be happy until we bring the quartz out. I'll get it, mate. I'm just shooting the video first for YouTube, all right? There's a photo about 10 years ago of him holding a massive block of quartz. Cool, it's getting a bit messy through here. Still got the old rail on the ground. Here's a good one, John. Look at that. I don't know if I need my big torch in here. Someone's had a go at that.
Yeah, who's chipping out the... I think that's...
Well, that's in the quartz now, isn't it? Look at that.
Wow. Now what crystals were you looking for, John?
I thought they were bluish, but not glowing, but I'll come back and have a look.
All right. Wow.
Oh yeah, there's people have been climbing up to get. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is very impressive. So it's a different vein, what's outside. And they're now following the drift along the strike of this. That's cool. I'd say someone's used this rail to stand up and have actually used it as a stoping platform.
Yeah.
All this is probably more modern stuff. All these little pockets here.
Yeah, I'd say people have been looking for torbanite.
So what colour are torbanite crystals, John?
Blue, bluey green, but I don't think they're that common. And they said they're up in a clay layer above the main mineralisation. Hey, that's not bad looking.
Alright, onwards we go. Tell you what, I almost froze to death yesterday, but
You want to go first?
yeah. Got the gas meter. Almost froze yesterday. Today I'm feeling, oh, look at that. Bit of drill still stuck in the ribs.
Yeah. Granite.
Is that just granite, is it?
Mm.
Oh, normally just a mine that's just a straight shot. I know what these little guys, oh, I don't know what these little guys are. Normally they'd be drilled in.
No, it's probably just to hold up
Vent bag.
power and
Yeah.
water. Power.
Oh, this is easy going. Yeah, it looks like we're going into a big stope. And we got some little sparrows in here. Again, as always, guys, trying to keep the camera as steady as we can, trying to give you as much light as we can. The torch we have today is the Marauder 2 from Olight. Gonna give them a shout out because they just replaced one under warranty. We said we needed to keep safe, and they got us one in about 2 business days. So if anyone's looking at getting into underground exploring, highly recommend this bad boy. Oh wow. And we've got to look for the clay layer, hey? Well man, it smells bad in here, but there's a lot of animal life, so it should be okay. Got the geology changing again.
Yeah, I can't see any clay layers.
It looks like it's the end. And someone's been chipping away at this. Look at that, John. Someone's been having a go at that. One little bird at the end. I'll just have a climb up over this mullet. Oh, Jesus. Are they bats? That's like stained quartz. Wow. I'll tell you what, for a mine that just shoots straight in. Oh shit. Geology wise, look at that. That's super cool. Sorry, bat. And do you want to tell everyone what you're looking for, John? So you're looking for torbanite, but it's above a certain strata, is it?
Yeah, mate, that's probably the stuff where you saw that, where that rail, or people climb up on the rail.
Look at the colours in here. That there, where my hand is, there's a big sprawl of quartz just everywhere, in every direction. The main reef, well sorry, just to get your orientation, I am on a ladder. That's into the mine, that's out of the mine. So, looking straight up, right where my hand is, boom, all the way down. It's probably 60 centimetres wide. Beautiful. This is something we just cared nothing about when we first started, the geology. Look at that. That is interesting ore. You know, I've actually probably breathed a little bit too much in. Don't want to get silicosis. Let's get out to get some fresh air. Alright, see you guys on the outside. We'll jump in the car, we've got a big drive to the next one. Check this out, guys. Look up on the roof there. Massive blobs of pyrite. Another one in there. That's fool's gold. That's not real gold, but geez. My heart stopped for a second when I first saw that. Alright.
I think so.
Check this out, guys. A little bit. Oh, it's more than one little bit. I might have to use an arrow, but right there,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
there's a little bit of free milled gold.
In the black, in the middle of the black thing.
Yeah, so it's not in the quartz, it's in whatever's hosting around it. Yeah. We will leave that be though, guys.
Alrighty guys, that is a wrap from tonight's episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, if you like the content, make sure you hit subscribe, and that means you'll get a notification next time we air another episode. Now, I think you guys know the lay of the land as far as the way that we put out our channel. There's no clickbait, there's definitely no drama on it, no sort of clickbaity thumbnails or anything to try and lure people in. It's all pretty low key. But I do want to talk up the next week or next 2 weeks episodes, and make sure you guys can tune in. I might actually throw you up a little bit of a teaser trailer, as we haven't really started editing it yet, but it's really cool. It's one of the biggest mines we've seen. The topside explore is really cool. It's really easy to work out the geology and what the old timers were after. It's a very old mine that spanned back well before the 1900s. Not much written about it, but one thing that is written about it, there was a fatality there with one of the miners there in 1942. Him and one of his colleagues were working down on the main level, number 2 level, and they've knocked out a rock which dislodged a skull. One was killed instantly, and one later lost a limb at a later point in time in hospital. Now, you'll have to wait and see next Friday night, but where we roped into, we did indeed see a collapsed skull, which seems to resemble the description of the site where this happened. Now, obviously in mining tragedies, they do recover the body, so we're not after anything sort of morbid like that, but we may indeed have explored a part of the mine that hasn't been seen in around about 75 to 80 years, because I do believe that part of the mine was closed in the 40s, 1940s. So until then, guys, that's going to be coming up on the next couple of Friday nights. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you guys next week.